I wanted to have a little bit of fun tonight before I went to bed. Um, Actually, I'm doing a reading, um, but I got myself an early Christmas present, and I'm actually going to use this. This is the Tiny Universal Weight Tarot, the world's smallest tarot deck. So I've actually used this. You can see how small this deck is. Um, and I'm introducing a spread. So yeah, you see, you can see the cards. But this is pretty cool. I like this. It's take long. Actually, a lot of times they come in a keychain. Um, but this particular one's not in a keychain. It's a little plastic box that goes around it. But I think it's just a really cool little deck. Um, I basically have to lay it down and mix them all up with my hands. Either way, I actually done a reading with this for a question, and the reason I'm doing this, I want to introduce a new spread. Um, I'm, I think I got this spread, if I'm thinking correct, from the Enchanted Tarot. Um, it was actually a book that had some spreads and stuff in it, and I think that was uh, in the Enchanted Tarot is where they had gotten it. So either way, I want to do this, and what this is, I'm posting positions down below. Positions go 1 to the left, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I'll have the positions on there. The first position is going to be the first card here. This card represents the central issue to your question or concern. This card refers to the things that you need to be aware of in your current endeavors. Okay, card number 2, right here. Now the second card represents your current challenges and obstacles. This card refers to the things that may not be working in your favor at this time. Okay, card number 3. This card represents the underlying and hidden factors of your current situation that you need to be aware of. Okay, card number 4 down here. This card represents the things that can help you. This can refer to people, ideas, or a shift in your perspective. And card number 5 up here. This card represents the actions needed to improve your chances for success. Okay, so now with that said, I have a reading here. This is called actually the success spread. I'm sorry, I should have done that in the first place. It's called the success spread. The success tarot card spread it's a great tool to help you better understand the obstacles and challenges that are confronting you in your endeavors. It then goes on to identify the strengths and resources that you have at your disposal to overcome whatever issues um, are obstructing your path to success. It also can suggest new solutions that you may not have been aware of. So it's a handy little spread. And what this is about a job. Wanting to know the success or actually a business. And of course, I get a lot of tarot readers and stuff like that. So that's what this is about as a tarot reader is wanting to take is interested in a job. So what I have for the first position here, I have the Hierophant reversed. The second position here, I have the Knight of Swords, and he is upright. And I have the third position, the High Priestess. And the fourth position, I have the Fool reversed. And the fifth position, I have the Five of Pentacles. Now, number-wise, what I have here is a Hierophant, number 5, 6, 7, and that's a 0, and I don't count the court cards. So that's a 12, and it's a 3. So what it tells me immediately is right there, there's something about um, uh, definitely creativity. There's a need to be creative, and I'm going to say to use your own style um, when it comes to this. Now, two things I have there. There are three major arcana out of the five cards. So this is a major, major shift or a major change um, that can happen as far as having the ability to actually be successful with this business, with this job um, this person's going to take. Now, again, like I said, there is a strong pull there for creativity, and threes are also about having fun. A lot of times, it's also the Empress. The entire question was basically about abundance, um, and that's a strong indication of what's going on with the card here. But anyway, the first card right here, I have the Hierophant, and he's reversed. And this first card just represents the central issue to your question or concern. Card refers to the things that you need to be aware of in your current endeavors. So, one thing I would say when it comes to uh, that central card, um, as far as things that you need to be aware of and so forth, I'm going to have to say that there seems to be kind of breaking convention, going against maybe things that you normally do. You're going to have to do things a little different, I think, than the way most people would normally do this. Again, the number three, very strong there. Be creative. Use your own creativity in your own style. This is the saying that you need to take an unorthodox approach, not go with the crowd. Do things your way, and that's going to help out a whole lot right there. A lot of time, when this is upright in this positive aspect, the Hierophant has a whole lot to do with doing things different and to be able to solve your issue or your problem that you're having when that comes up. Kind of break the mold. And instead of doing things the way everybody else is doing, you need to do something different. If you really want to be successful, you have to stand out. Be creative. Again, that number three, to get that abundance of also the number three that I mentioned. Um, and a more negative type aspect with this that I would think you need to be aware of not being too rigid, I would say, as far as um, your belief system and so forth. Not being too strict about what you believe, and trying to maybe push that your belief system and so forth off on others. You have to be open-minded when it comes to that. Um, this is a lot about when this comes up. Reverse is about putting up a mask to hide your true self or your true feelings, and this is also a very, again, coming back to that creativity. Don't hide yourself, and the indications of different cards going on here are telling me that you need to be comfortable, need to be yourself. Now, the next card, number two, this card represents. This is about your current challenges or your obstacles when this card right here comes up. Now, what you have here is it's a Knight of Swords, and that Knight of Swords is all about confidence and rushing in and grabbing thing and everything. And what this is saying to me is a fact that um, I think a lot of it, the challenge is the confidence. There's a lack of confidence that's going on there, and also the sitting above the full card here is telling me not to run in there too quick because this guy's a smart. This is an air card. This is intelligence. So there's things maybe you need to fill out and learn, and don't just rush in, and do anything. But a lot of it, I'm going to say, has to do with confidence because above it here, and the final outcome has to do with that Five of Pentacles. Even though below it is a very, very, it's a major arcana card. The overconfidence could trip you up is what I'm getting. Um, trying to be too overconfident, but also lack of skill when it comes with this card here, being in connection with that there. But a lot of it is saying confidence there. I think a lot of the things is you're gonna have to be confident. You're gonna have to be comfortable with yourself. Um, there's a lot of indication here of with this card over here and this card here. I'm showing a lot of strong thing in the number three in this here, the need to be creative and so forth. Instead of don't try to over intellectualize things, because the Knight of Swords is all about thinking and the head, instead of going with your heart and what's in your intuition and following, especially trying to go into a job for readings with others. You definitely need to pay more attention to what's going on intuitively instead of trying to be too logical and too rational um, with that entire situation. Especially, and the same thing with being argumentative. Don't be argumentative with people who have different belief systems. Um, and I say that because this is sitting next to this card right here. So there's definitely there's going to be some confrontation that you're going to have to deal with, especially in that when it comes to reading, you're going to deal with people who are going to definitely give you a hard time. People are going to show up and want to give you a hard time, but this is about sudden changes. That this is something that you are not used to. This is quickness. You've got to be quick. You've got to be speedy. Just straight out, lay it on the line. And again, that number three, that creativity in this right here, breaking convention. You're going to have to break a mold of the things that you are normally doing. You're going to have to do it different. You can't just, things are going to have to be quick. And be ready for the unexpected at any time. When it comes to live readings like that, and you got people coming back to back, bam, 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 you got to be there. And I think that's going to be an obstacle, something that you're going to have to get used to. Okay, the third card I have right here is this card represents the underlying or hidden factors of the situation that you need to be aware of. And it's funny because it's the hidden factor, and it comes up the High Priestess. Well, the High Priestess is all about secrets anyway. So I'm going to say a lot of this is going to have to be using your intuitive awareness, using that psychic ability. And I've got a cat, of course, wanting to walk across my table right now. Go on, scoot. So, and it's also about, I say common sense, because of the fact that um, common sense to me personally comes from more the inner self, not from the head. It comes from the heart. So this is telling me that basically, the hidden factor there is what and you've got to get away from you trying to use too much logic, and you got to be prepared. You got to open up and come with that. That's something that's a hidden factor. That High Priestess is all about using psychic ability, so called, which is something I think that is just in our nature. We all have, but still yet using that ability and having an unconditional love for people is very, very strong when you connect with them. So um, uh, this right here with this sitting next to this card, this reverse there, people may have different beliefs or different ways of seeing things, and you're going to have to open up to that and learn to love from an unconditional manner. So using that seems to be what I'm getting really, really strong with that. Now, card number four here is this card represents the things that can help you. Refers to people and ideas and a shift in your perspective. And this is the Fool card here, the Fool card, and I know these little tiny cards, but it's reversed. Now, the first thing that pops out to me is one, the Fool is connected with a child, and I'm gonna say childishness. And that's not to be negative. That's saying they're going to have to take responsibility, because the Fool, there's a whole lot of not wanting to finish things that when it comes up reversed, not wanting to be responsible, and uh, you know, not be dedicated. And if you're going to make this happen, you're going to have to be dedicated. Um, when the Fool card here comes up reversed, so things that can help you, I think, is knowing the fact that this is something, or you change that shift in perspective, the way you see things is you're going to have to be, it's not a fly by night thing. You're going to have to be dedicated. You're going to have to get in there and put in the time and the effort to really, get through this. But also, um, it is this card here is works on impulse also, but there's maybe the impulsiveness, being able to jump out there and get things done really quick. Now, considering situations, if you're doing maybe email readings and stuff, now this is going to help if maybe you want to start slower instead of, like I said, jumping in here the way this card here, this obstacle. Maybe if you can do that and you're more comfortable with that, I would say that's maybe a better idea for you, just because of the fact that I mean, me personally, I really don't like those. I like to have that interaction with people. But again, this is saying that childlike nature and so forth. I get a lot of the need to. What'll help you out is the maturity, you know, in that situation. That you need to be more mature, and you need to be at the same time childlike and comfortable. I think of a child, and I think of comfortable and playfulness, and it connects right here. When you are comfortable, you're going to connect with that intuition. Okay, so that's what I'm getting with that card right there. Now, the final card is about actions that need to be done to improve um, your chances for success. And what I've got here is this is the Five of Pentacles. This little card here, and the Five of Pentacles is all about, this actually is saying, about someone who's down and out and poor and so forth. Um, when that when it shows up, so what I'm going to say, this is an action that you need to improve your success. One thing about this, there's windows in the back, and it's said to be a church here, and this is telling me faith. You're going to have faith. Have faith. Use that intuition. Use that what you have here. That if you can flip that around, use that child nature, because that's your connection there. You got to be responsible, but this is a strong connection here, saying faith. You got to have faith, and right here, this central card being reversed is also about, even though it's unconventional, it's about maybe not having faith in something. Also, so there's a strong connection there that's telling me that a big thing is you're going to have faith in yourself. Uh, I've heard before with this. Um, and it's not to be negative or like put anybody down with it. Stinking thinking is what comes up to me, and that's more about thinking negatively. You know what I'm saying? It's thinking uh, with a poor mentality, thinking that you don't deserve it. You need to change that perspective. You need to take that action. And the action that I'm saying is you're just simply going to have faith. Use that intuition. This is the hidden factor. This is a major key here, um, of what's going on, or what you need to use to get through that. Um, and again, there seems to be, uh, money doesn't buy you happiness. So I get that with this card here. And if you're into this, um, and of course it's for the money and so forth, and I understand. But with this connection here and this connection here being really, really strong, and these being two major arcana cards, what this is telling me is, because money can't buy you happiness, just jumping in my mind is telling me that you need to do this from the heart. You need to do this the unconditional love for helping people. If you're coming from a place of want and from the desire just simply for finances, which is what this is going to cause an issue. You simply have to come from the heart. Come from what's real, which is again where this intuition is, and a real desire to be in there and do this and to help people, solve problems and issues uh, with their life. That's what'll make you happy, and that's what'll make you successful in the long run. The finances will change and they will come, but that's what's going to have to be done. Um, with that, it's just simply a desire for patience, or having to have patience, and coming from that perspective. So that's going to be my reading for you for that. I hope you appreciate it. I really appreciate you doing it, and I will be back later. I hope everybody enjoyed the spread, and I think I'm gonna do my daily with this little deck tomorrow. This is a gift that Michelle got me, early Christmas gift that I got today. So really happy about that. So I will be back later, and everybody have a great day.